So imagine for a second that everything happening to you right now, the good, the bad, even just the boring traffic jam, imagine it's not random. Imagine it's all part of a curriculum, like a course designed just for you.
Exactly.
That's the idea we're getting into today. We're looking at a source called Life as a School for the Soul. And it basically proposes this huge shift in how we see, well, everything.
It's almost like a cheat sheet for being human. It tries to map out why we're here, where we came from, and, where we're going after this.
The mission here is to really explore that shift, moving away from a purely materialistic view of life to a spiritual one.
Yep, a much bigger picture.
So let's start with the student in this school. That's us. The source says we aren't just, biological accidents. It calls us eternal spiritual beings.
And it describes our bodies with this very specific phrase: a temporary vessel.
Temporary vessel.
Think of it like a rental car. Seriously. The divine gives you this vehicle for a specific journey. You drive it around for 80, maybe 90 years. It gets a few dings, a few scratches, and then you hand the keys back. But the driver, the soul, that's you. You're still intact.
So if our body is a rental car, then Earth is what? The rest stop.
A temporary home. That's the term it uses. And that's a huge distinction. We think this is the final destination.
Right, we're trying to build a permanent house on a campsite.
Exactly. And that's where a lot of our suffering comes from, according to this view.
But the source is clear that we aren't just, dropped off here alone. It mentions unconditional divine love.
Yeah, there's a support system. It talks about guardian spirits, the divine. They're watching over us with what it calls parental love.
So they're not doing the homework for us.
No, absolutely not. It's more like they're supervising the exam, they see the struggles, they see the joys, but they let you work through the lesson.
Which brings us to the curriculum itself. Why are we even in this school? The big answer seems to be growth through reincarnation.
That's the core of the why. The goal is to polish our souls. A diamond doesn't just happen. It needs immense pressure over a long time.
So reincarnation isn't a punishment, it's just another semester.
It's just necessary repetition. You keep coming back to refine the parts you haven't quite mastered yet.
Okay, there's a specific tool mentioned for this polishing that I think is fascinating. The power of inner recognition. It uses this analogy that the mind is a mold.
And this is the most practical part of the whole thing. It's not just some vague, think positive advice.
No, it's more concrete.
It's saying your mind is literally casting your reality. If you fill that mold with fear or resentment, well, your health and your destiny are going to harden into that shape.
You're casting it in real time.
Every second.
So what about the main assignment? It talks about fulfilling the mission of light. Is that just about, being a good person?
It starts inside. It's about keeping that inner light burning inside the mold, no matter what's happening outside.
Yeah.
If you let the world's darkness seep in and cool your mold,
You fail the assignment.
you fail the assignment. The mission is to hold that light and then, radiate it out to help other students find their way.
The source even gives us a little cheat sheet to see how we're doing. And it has this perspective comparison chart.
Right. The materialistic view versus the spiritual view.
And the materialistic view is pretty much the default for many of us, right?
Yeah.
Life is just a mechanical process of the brain.
Yeah. You're just your biology. And when it's over, it's over. Death is the absolute end of existence. Fade to black.
That is really bleak. It makes every problem feel like the end of the world because in that view, this life is all you get.
Precisely. But the spiritual view just flips the entire script. Life becomes a precious opportunity for soul learning.
So that annoying coworker or the flat tire, that's not a glitch.
It's the lesson material. It's part of the curriculum.
And death, then, isn't the end.
In this framework, death is a return to the true spiritual home. It's not the final curtain, it's the graduation ceremony.
It just fundamentally changes how you see a bad day. In one view, suffering is just cruel and random. In the other,
The friction is just what's polishing the stone. It takes away the victim mentality. You're not a victim of chaos, you're a student.
So to wrap this up, we want to leave you with this one thought. If the source is right, and your mind is a mold shaping your reality this very second, what are you casting with your thoughts today? Thanks for diving in with us.